Sticking out. Okay. That's a first. My hair sticking out in the morning.
And my videos have already disappeared twice this morning, so just
Oh,
cross your fingers
brace
that everything
yourself.
does.
Everybody brace yourself.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. We're right here. Kathy's like, it's 7:30. Where are they? It's 6:30 Texas time. We're right here.
Here we are.
We're right here getting boned is what
That's
we're
right.
doing.
We are getting
Yeah,
boned.
that's what we're doing.
Cheers.
I hope you guys are getting boned too. Also, if you have not subscribed to this podcast, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Reevaluate everything and then hit the subscribe button. That's what you should be doing. You should be
On
doing
your
that. And then
favorite platform.
put us in your pocket.
Right
Put us
there.
right there. And then save us for later. Like every little morsel, save us for later. Do that. Yes.
Could you
Subscribe.
please talk about the response to our deep dive?
Everybody, you guys, I had no idea that people would be that interested in how dysfunctional my family is. I mean, for real.
Wow.
It was crazy. We did a deep dive over the weekend. We recorded it last Thursday when we were in Nashville still. And we had not showered and we reeked because we were in pajamas for like 3 episodes. And you guys, the response was crazy. I'm so grateful to all you guys that wrote. If I have not responded to you personally, I just want you to know that I love you so much. I mean, I really like this weekend. It was my birthday yesterday. And first of all, I got a lot of birthday wishes too that I want to thank people for. Thank you for the birthday love and the birthday, happiness that people were sending me yesterday. So that was awesome. I love our community so much. But then also the response to the pod, I just could not, I was overwhelmed by that. Like
incredible.
Who would have thought, right?
I mean, it's awful too. It's so sad. That means so much heartbreak and trauma and
right.
Wow.
I think Mock is the only person with an intact family at this point. I had no idea. I thought I was the only person with an out of tact family. But I'm so just overwhelmed. So
what
thank
is
you guys.
the opposite of intact?
I don't know. Intact. I just made that up.
I love it.
Intact, out of tact. Out of tact.
Do you guys have an out of tact family?
An out of tact, dysfunctional family. Yes, you guys. And it was a wonderful birthday weekend. I was very laid back, had a brunch with my family and went to my favorite general store, got myself a new watch band. That was very exciting. So I actually have a couple things that I got in the mail over the weekend. So at the end of the show, if we could maybe look at those, because I don't know who sent them. Sometimes when you get stuff from Amazon, it doesn't have like a label or a person, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have a sent from. And so I don't know who sent that.
Oh no. Okay, well maybe
we
whoever
maybe
sent
do
them will
that.
be in here and they can be like,
You
it was
can
me.
be like, I'm the problem, it's me. I'm the sender, it's me. Yes. So anyways, so thank you guys. I love you so much. What a wonderful past couple days, like just overwhelmingly awesome.
I'm just so glad that you did it. I'm so glad that you opened up and shared with everybody because there is healing, I think I know there is. I know there is for the people that wrote and said, thank you for making me feel not alone. And so there's healing for everybody. I think the more that you share, the more healing there can be.
Yeah, that was I didn't really want to do that.
No, you didn't.
It was a little uncomfortable, but then I did it and I'm glad I did it. Like looking back, I'm like, you know what? It wasn't so terrible. I feel like we're all sort of like together on that. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Morgan, thank you. She says, hey, birthday girl. I hope you had the best day ever. Love ya. T-2.
I get to see her this week. Yes.
Also, just a moment of personal privilege, if I may. Thank you to everybody who also was thinking about my son's lacrosse coach. The funeral was yesterday. It was a very lovely, painful service, extraordinarily well attended and really nice. A really, really nice service. Heartbreaking to watch his mama and his wife.
God, I can't imagine.
It was... wow, strong ladies they are. And so there's going to be like a nice tribute to the championship winning lacrosse team this Friday at the football game. So that's probably going to be another emotional time for all the boys. But yeah, that happened yesterday, and it's just awful. He's way too young, and it's just horrific. And so anyway, I just wanted to mention that because that was a thing that we did yesterday. So it was not a fun birthday, your birthday for me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ugh.
That was anyway. Speaking of funerals, Bob Barker, who I am named after today, sort of. I'm Bob Mocker today.
You're
Bob
Bob
Barker
Marker.
has passed away at the tender age of 99. What a good long life that man had.
You know what? I
right?
saw some guy, I think it was, I can't remember the guy's name that said it. I saw something on Instagram that said he actually did it. He was the closest to 100 without going over. Do you guys remember on Price is Right?
Oh my God, that's so
Isn't that
perfect.
the greatest? So it's like, how apropos is that? Really?
Oh my God, I love that.
Bob Barker did it, you guys. Spay or neuter your animals. Spay and neuter your animals.
That's right.
Right?
Oh my God, I love so much that
The
somebody said that's
greatest.
perfect.
Just the
Oh my
greatest
gosh.
ever. God bless him.
That is fantastic. Also, we talked last week a little bit, I think last week, about the fact that, COVID's coming back and that these are now the headlines that we're starting to see a lot of, that COVID is coming back, that masks there's already colleges from various parts of the country that are saying kids need to be vaccinated or they're getting kicked out of school. I mean, it's coming back, right? And so there we're hearing about more boosters. We're hearing about more masks. And interestingly enough, there was an NIH study that was posted yesterday in the Daily Mail that shows that N95 masks apparently have toxic substances in them such that they are being linked to seizures and cancer.
Oh my God.
And so I'm just like, if you're dumb enough to go ahead and start masking up and get excited about the fact that people are going to be required to mask up, just please stop being so dumb. Just stop. I can't.
Oh my God. And there'll be people who just completely act like they don't see that, and they'll still do it. They'll still insist on it. In fact, I put a post out the other day about the masking, and there was a nurse. There is a lady, well, I'm assuming she's a nurse. She has RN after her name and her Instagram profile. And she was just like, you guys can go ahead and just do this and hurt other people. You're just going to hurt other people if you ignore all the masking regulations that are going to come back again. And I was like,
oh my God,
you can go ahead and stay in your house, okay, and hide from society. I'm going to choose not to do that. I'm going to live, my family and I are going to live free. That's what we're going to do. Like there are medical professionals that still are going to, that are still going to do this. And it's
just incredible.
It is. It's craziness. It's just crazy.
Really quickly before we move on to some videos, I wanted to remind everybody about how awesome my lilac tree is doing in my front yard right now that I got from fastgrowingtrees.com. So this is a big deal. I know you recognize how big of a deal it is. You have a rose bush that is still growing strong.
Still alive.
I have this lilac tree. We planted these ourselves, you guys.
Pretty amazing.
That's a big deal. If you know us at all, you know what a huge deal it is that we have somehow managed for the past year now to keep plants alive. That is miraculous.
It's remarkable.
And it's because of fastgrowingtrees.com. So the way that they send you plants, whatever it is that you order, whether it's a flowering plant or a fruit plant or a tree or a bush or whatever you get from fastgrowingtrees.com, they ship it to you in such a way that it's meticulous, the way that they package their plants. And then the instructions that they give you are easy enough for like a first grader to understand. You cannot mess this up. So if you want something decorative, or if you want something, just like if you need a shrub or whatever for your front yard or your backyard, or even if you need some indoor plants, you're going to find the best, most ginormous selection at fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. You are going to get handheld if you need it. They have the best support there. It is phenomenal. This is why they have over 2 million happy fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks customers. And if you go to the website and check it out, you can put your zone in. That'll tell you what zone you're in based on where you live in the country and what plants might do best in your neck of the woods. goods. You'll get 15% off of your entire order when you go to fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. And I'm so excited for my lilacs to come to bloom again in the next season. They bloomed and then they go away and then it's just green. And then like next year they'll come back and I can't wait because I love lilacs. I love them so much. So fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. Check them out. Oh, there's another super sticker. See, Douglas, happy birthday. I am so impressed with your vulnerability. You are one strong lady. Thank you for your story.
That is so sweet. Thank you.
People really like it. It is so, so nice.
Thank you.
Jim says lilacs are his all-time favorite bushes. Yeah.
Lilacs. I love the word lilac.
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 It's a good word. It's not bad.
It is.
There was a mass shooting that took place yesterday in Jacksonville, Florida at a Dollar Tree. There was some psychopath who apparently is super racist and had some sort of racist manifesto that we already know about, because this is what happens when it fits the left's narrative that all right-wing people are crazy racists.
Right.
And so there's a great video, I thought, from this pastor in Baltimore who wanted to comment about this shooter, who, by the way, took his own life as well, shot 3 Black people and then took his own life. And it's obviously, it's bringing out the David Hoggs, right, who never give a crap when it's other types of murders and other types of gun violence that's happening.
I have a question. Did you say that this person had a manifesto?
That's what I'm told.
Right. Okay. That's interesting that we already saw the manifesto for this one, but we still haven't seen the Nashville Transgenders manifesto.
That's my point. Is that we immediately know.
Right. It's so like we got that really quickly. Like that's so weird. It's so weird.
And so I thought that this pastor, this reverend, did a really nice job kind of summarizing how this always happens.
Mm-hmm. This is making national news as a mass shooting only because the shooter was white. Or if it had been a police officer, it would be mass shooting, racially motivated. I'm in Baltimore. We have a mass shooting every weekend. Friday to Sunday, there will be 3 or more homicides. Friday to Sunday, there'll be 10 to 15 non-fatal shootings. So my heart goes out. My prayers for the families who lost lives, and that includes the young man, the sick young man, call him another name if you want, the sick young man who did this. But I'm telling you, in Baltimore, in Detroit, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in St. Louis, mass shooting, 3 or more homicides is normalized with us. Every week, there'll be 3.
Yeah, that man is preaching facts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. God bless him.
Inconvenient facts.
Right. They're very inconvenient to our propaganda machine media.
Yeah.
God bless him. That's just, who's sick of this crap? I mean, it's like, and the thing is, it's like they push this stuff out and it's like, listen, it's awful. It's completely awful, right? But it's all awful.
Right.
All of it's like, you can't just cherry pick what's awful. It all sucks.
And it's just so tired. I'm so tired of the mainstream media doing exactly what you said, just cherry picking what narratives they want, depending on their own personal agendas. And then they don't care about the rest of it.
And then acting as if we can't see it.
Right.
Like it's like we're stupid and we can't see. Like we're stupid and we don't know that we haven't seen the Nashville shooters manifesto yet. We haven't seen that. We'd like to see that. Oh, that just doesn't it. They're there. We're just going to pretend that doesn't
handle that.
Right. We just can't. We can't deal with that. But
we don't want to make trans people look bad.
Oh, God forbid we do that. Oh, God. It's like, okay. They treat us like we're lobotomized children, and we know that they're doing that and we're watching it happen before our very eyes. It's just so obvious. It's so condescending and I hate it. And I'm not the only one.
No, you're definitely not. I saw two interesting flashbacks on Twitter this past weekend that relate to Fannie Willis, whatever that DA's name is in Georgia, who is in charge of Trump's latest indictment. And so this is interesting because the first clip you're about to see is from the summer of 2022, when Jake Tapper plays a Georgia judge actually admonishing Fani Willis because she was fundraising for a candidate who was running against another person in this whole investigation that she's in charge of, right? And so it's a really bad look. And instead of removing her, this judge, you're gonna see what a weenie he is. This judge is like, I just think the optics are kind of bad, not saying anything, but like, I just feel like maybe they're kind of bad. Like, really? That's all. It was it wasn't even a slap on the wrist. It was more of a mild finger wag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unreal. So this is last summer. Jake Tapper's talking about this, and you'll see the judge and his weeniness right here.
Here to weigh in because a judge in Georgia has admonished the Atlanta area district attorney who's investigating Trump's attempts to overturn and steal Georgia's electoral votes. The prosecutor, Fani Willis, is how you pronounce it? Fani Willis is under fire for hosting a fundraiser for a Democrat who's running against one of the targets of her investigation, a state senator who is one of the fake electors. The judge, however, is not removing her from the case. So tell us more.
Using the title of your office and having on social media that you, as this political office holder, are holding a fundraiser for the opponent of someone that this political office is investigating. I don't know that it's an actual conflict, but
Oh my God.
I use that phrase, what were you thinking? Where the prosecutor thought I could prosecute the co-defendant of someone I defended. It's a what are you thinking moment. If the optics are horrific. If you are trying to have the public believe that this is a nonpartisan, driven by the facts, and I'm not here to critique decisions, the decision was made, but if we are trying to maintain confidence that this investigation is pursuing facts in a nonpartisan sense, no matter who the district attorney is, we follow the evidence where it goes and ignore the fact that I hosted a fundraiser for the political opponent of someone I've just named the target. That strikes me as problematic.
His face, he's like, I don't know. I mean, I really, I'm kind of, I have no backbone. I have zero backbone. I'm a judge. Okay. What is she thinking? She's thinking she's out to get Trump. Right. That's what she's thinking. I mean, didn't she run on that? I mean, it's like all these people ran on like a platform of, I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what these people do.
And this clown can't even, he's just so wishy-washy. He's like,
he's spineless.
Kind of bad.
God,
I don't know.
These dudes are spineless.
Oh my God.
I cannot. I swear to God. We need like a Judge Judy up there.
Right.
Who's just up there like slinging the truth, and just saying what's what. Because we all know what it is. It's like we know what this is. It's a witch hunt. My God, just say the things.
So Fani herself, when she was running for district attorney, she was
Fani.
doing some Fani.
Let's call her Fani.
I don't know. I genuinely have no idea.
Jake Tapper called her Fani. I think it's fair. Let's just call her Fani.
Okay. Well, when she was running, she was doing some sort of interview, and in it, she makes clear what she is most proud of and what like centers her view on the world. And I don't think it'll come as a shock to anybody.
I'm an HBCU graduate, Howard University Bison. My father is a former, and I guess always, a Black Panther. I take a lot of pride in being Black in America.
Surprise.
Everything is about the color of her skin.
Yep. She takes a lot of pride in that.
She takes a lot of pride in that. I mean, that's just, okay. What else? What else you got?
Well, I have to finish off this little series of videos. I do have some good news, probably something that you won't hear a lot about on the mainstream media, because Jim Jordan on the House Judiciary Committee is checking into Fani, and here's the latest on that.
With the entire country's attention right now fixated intensely on President Trump's arrest over in Georgia, and of course the most iconic mugshot in recent memory, well, it's worth mentioning that there are several developments in that particular case which have, unsurprisingly, gone unreported by the mainstream news outlets. That's because, despite a near media blackout on this particular matter, Congress has just launched an investigation into the district attorney of Fulton County, Miss Fani Willis. This investigation is being led by Congressman Jim Jordan in his official capacity as the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. And in that capacity, he has launched an investigation looking into whether Miss Fannie Willis's prosecution of the president is politically motivated, and secondly, whether or not she's coordinating the state prosecution with the federal government.
Where did you go?
I honestly don't know. I have no idea. Hold on. I got to figure out my camera. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it started again.
We can hear you great.
Okay, hold on.
You were there for a second. There you are.
Hold on. My camera got unplugged, you guys. I have no idea how. Hold on. I'm back.
You're back.
Okay. I had to get under my desk and figure out what was going on. Hi. Sorry. Okay.
Anyway, so that's happening. And so just, cross your fingers. Like, they're working on it, which I thought was good.
Could you imagine if I got on camera though and I was like, I'm so proud of myself for being white.
I know, it's
like
ridiculous.
That's what I'm most proud of. I mean, seriously though, like what is that? Why have we gotten to the point in this country where that is like a sense of pride? Like the melanin content in your skin is a sense of that gives you a sense of pride. You didn't do anything to get that.
Right.
It's not like you didn't work for that. You just had it. You know what I mean? You just came out of your mom and you had it. Like you didn't do anything. It's so stupid. Can they not see how stupid that is? Like that shouldn't be a sense of pride. It just is the way God made you. That's just
right.
I don't understand that. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that?
I don't know. It's also dumb.
Everybody stop it. It's just melanin. It's just melanin. Everybody stop.
When you get a chance, you guys, if you have not checked out our fantastic American Business Spotlight partners that come right here from our own audience, our own community, you can check all of them out at chicksontheright.com/sponsors and then click on the big giant American Business Spotlight banner. And you can see all of the different fantastic conservative small businesses owned by members of our own community. Please support them. Support us in supporting them. They support us. We want to support them. We all support each other here. It's a very supportive community. And that's what makes the American Business Spotlight work. It's what makes it so fantastic. So you can see all the companies that participate at chicksontheright.com/sponsors. If you have a company and you would like to participate, just send an email to chicks@radioamerica.com. And Jen will get back with you on how the whole program works. And we would love to see more folks join. So just a reminder to check out the American Business Spotlight, folks. Okay, so the mugshot. We talked about it obviously last week when it came out. It's obviously a big, big, big deal. There was a lot of, we were like, is he going to smile? Is he going to look mean? What's he going to do? We all now know that he looks badass.
People are saying he looks like an eagle.
He's a little eagle-y in that. Yeah, he's a little eagle-y, which is fitting.
Yeah, we're saying he looks like the American symbol, like the bald eagle.
Yeah, he does look a little eagle-y.
Swoopy eagle. Yeah. Yeah. I can get on board with that.
There's still a lot of talk about it, and I did not realize that Biden was kind of stealthily, sneakily trying to fundraise off of Trump turning himself in. So we all knew during the day on Thursday that he was planning on checking himself into the Fulton County Jail at 7:30 p.m. this past Thursday. And right at 7:30 p.m. this past Thursday, Joe Biden's Twitter account said, apropos of nothing, today's a great day to donate to my campaign. I mean, it was just gross.
And it wasn't him. It was one of his minions because he has no idea what a Twitter is, let alone an X. Yeah, right. Exactly.
So here's Shannon Bream and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered talking about that.
I was wrong about this. I thought it would be a smiling booking photo, but it's not.
No.
What do you make of what's being communicated in that photo?
I think it was intended to send a Churchill-like message with the never surrender quote that he put out. It's a sad day for the country. I think anyone who is being honest can agree that it's a sad time. But I would say this, he's fundraising off of it. He has every right to do that. But what stuck out to me was that Biden is fundraising off of this. Biden, according to Politico, has been very emphatic with the DNC, with his campaign. Do not mention the indictment. Stay away from it. We want to look like there's an independent DOJ. Well, that's why I found this so curious. 7:30 p.m. Remember, President Trump tweeted out that's the time of his arrest. This goes out from Biden. Apropos of nothing, I think today's a great day to give to my campaign. It seems very suggestive of what was going on at 7:30, which was the arrest of Donald Trump. And I really think it's a low point for a president to fundraise over the arrest of his political opponent.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's gross. I mean, doesn't it just show you everything?
It's just so who Joe Biden is.
Right. And it's just what this administration is all about and what they're doing. I mean, and honestly, you know that there are a lot of Democrats that were just cheering that on and thinking that was hysterical and thinking the timing was hysterical. And that tells you who these people are.
Yep.
And how they hate this country.
Yeah.
And if they scream to you about democracy, give them the middle finger.
You know who's like super butthurt about the mugshot is John Bolton, who was on with Caitlin Collins, and just his entire attitude about it was so ridiculous. Like he sounds like an absolute toddler in this clip. And of course she loves it, right? Because Caitlin is right there with him. Check this out.
Ambassador, thank you for being here tonight. I mean, I just wonder, as someone who worked inside the West Wing when Donald Trump was president, what is it like for you to see his mugshot tonight?
Well, I thought it was, as with most things Trump does, carefully staged. They must have thought about what look they wanted. He could have smiled. He could have looked benign. Instead, he looks like a thug. And I think it's intended to be a sign of intimidation against the prosecutors and judges. That's what they picked, and we'll see that picture everywhere.
So you think they actually spent time deciding, should he smile in this? Should he have this scowl that he appears to have gone with?
Almost as much time as they spent combing his hair.
He posted the mugshot, shortly after on his own social media account, along with the phrase "never surrender." I mean, a bit ironic given he had actually just surrendered at the Fulton County Jail behind me. But how do you expect him to try to use this to his political advantage as he's running for president?
Well, I think in the same way he's used the other three indictments, and I think the evidence is that the indictments have proven the law of diminishing marginal utility. If anything, they're not undercutting his support; they're building it up. And
God, these people
so
are
mad.
They're so miserable, aren't they?
Right?
I mean, it's so fun to watch them be miserable, especially her.
Yeah.
God,
do you think she ever has fun?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. She doesn't have any friends, And and if she does have friends, they're all just like her, and they're just miserable, just hags, God,
that's the best segue ever into a Jessica Tarlov reaction to the mugshot.
Jessica Tarlov is probably her friend.
Yes, they are probably thick as thieves, those
totally.
two. So here she is getting set straight about all of the prosecutors of Trump through these various prosecutions, these indictments that he's facing. She gets a lesson right here, and it's kind of glorious.
If you don't like that Joe Biden is fundraising off of it, Donald Trump is doing the same thing. He's having his moment. Mitch McConnell even, remember, he fundraised off Cocaine Mitch. People need the money.
We'll find out. Time will tell if the public agrees with you that it's not a two-tiered system of justice.
I don't think when they think of a two-tiered system of justice, they think of a white billionaire who tried to overthrow the election.
They think of Hunter Biden and his father as well.
It's just when you talk to average people who respond to these surveys, that isn't what they're thinking about. And I've been clear. If Hunter Biden is guilty of something, lock him up. If Joe Biden is guilty of something, lock him up. They've all got their own investigations.
Well, they have their own Justice
But you're belittling
Department.
what's going on here and how serious this is by just saying that this is about political opponents. It's not.
Well,
it's about
all of the
someone.
prosecutors are Democrats.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Every DA and every federal prosecutor is a Democrat.
This is the
Jack
Department
Smith
of Justice.
And the one in Atlanta and the one here in New York.
They're all
Democrats.
What? What do you have to say to that?
I don't think that Jack Smith is.
He's a Democrat.
Oh my God!
When you say
He's
like,
only indicted Republicans.
What?
Coming up, the shot.
What? Oh my God, what? They're Democrats? Nah, they're not. And she would call Caitlin. She'd be like, let's go see the vagina monologue for fun. That's what we're going to do for fun tonight. Okay. God, I cannot with that chick. That'll be fun. We should drag our husbands there. They'll love it.
Oh my God, the vagina.
You know that she goes and sees stuff like that.
Oh my God.
You know they do. Those are like the kind of chicks that do that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys watched because we did the debate live stream, and then after we were off camera, then we watched the Tucker and Trump interview, which was only like 45 minutes long, and it was not. There was no new like earth-shattering information. Trump said a lot of the same things that we've heard him say before. Tucker didn't ask any questions that were particularly like amazing. So it was just kind of like another, I don't know, like there was nothing new in it. There was nothing to learn from it. And so that, it was fine. It was not extraordinary. It was just fine. But Ben Shapiro, man, he did not like it. And he is mad at Tucker for sort of squandering what he thought was an opportunity to ask Trump some tougher questions. He's so mad. Look at.
But that was the nature of this. That was the nature of this interview, which again, softball interview on Twitter. Did it counter program Fox? Not really. I watched both, but I doubt very many people actually did. And Tucker did ask him one question that was of relevance, but then he didn't press him on it. He said, they stole it last time. Why wouldn't they steal it this time? Now, the question you should have asked is, we all know they're going to, you say that you won the election last time, and if you're Tucker, you believe that's true, apparently, or you at least believe enough of it that you're willing to say it. The question to Trump should be, okay, how are you going to unsteal it? Right? I mean, that's like a question that, whether you love Trump, whether you hate Trump, like, that's a really good question that Trump has never answered. You say the election was stolen in 2020, but you won. But it was stolen, but you won. So, let's say the same thing happens this time. What is your plan to unsteal the election? Can you name how you're going to overcome all of this? Can you lay out like your electoral strategy? How are you going to get out the vote? What kind of budgeting are you dedicating to, say, grassroots organizing? What sort of budget are you dedicating to your legal team? What sort of legal measures are you preparing? Do you have ballot watchers? Do you have vote counters? Like, how exactly is this going? Like, that would be a useful question. How much of your Trump campaign fund is being dedicated to, say, your legal expenses in Georgia, as opposed to building up the infrastructure necessary to preserve an election that you win if you say that you won 2020? Is that the question Tucker asked? Nah, he asked him the question of, like, why are people so mean to you?
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
And we've asked Trump to answer that question a million times on this show.
Because, I mean, these questions need to be directed at him and useless Rana.
Yeah.
These are all questions that need to be asked. Like, I need to understand how this stuff is going to be remedied. Like, lots of questions that weren't asked. I also want to hear about his stance on vaccines. Like, I was curious about that, and that wasn't asked. So, I mean, there were a lot of questions I don't think that he asked. Do I think that it was a decent interview? Sure, it was a decent interview. But there were questions I think that were a little softballish. Yeah, I think that he had time with them, and I think he probably could have asked more questions that would have been more compelling than some of the stuff that we heard. The thing that I think that he did was he just sort of let him go. He sort of just, which, it's like he wound him up, and it's like he just was like, go. And he did that, and that's fine, but it was less of an interview and more of just like a platform for him to just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there could have been a lot more questions.
Well, and I would think that Trump would want to. He's got an interesting. I don't know what his strategy is right now, because on one hand, he probably wants to assure the American public that they should vote, that they should turn out for him, right? Because he needs, obviously he needs as many votes as he can possibly get. So he should want to get people to turn out. But then if he also at the same time says the elections are rigged and they're stolen and they're completely broken, then that's going to potentially make people feel like, well, what's the point? I'm just going to stay at home.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so Ben's point is, so what are you going to do? What can be done? What are you working on with Ronna, who is your girl? I mean, Trump was all about Ronna McDaniel getting put into that position. So what is the plan? Because otherwise you've got to make people feel like their vote counts.
They have to be reassured.
And if they don't,
yeah.
I mean, so what's the strategy here? You know what I mean?
Because trust me, there are a lot of people. I mean, like I say all the time, I'm a precinct chair here in Texas, and there are a lot of people who feel hopeless about that. And they feel like, listen, I love him and I will go there. And I see it here too, in our comment section a lot, where they're just like, what's the point? It's rigged anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much I love him. We're going to lose anyway. Because it's all fixed anyway. So what does it matter? So people will they will not get up and they will not go vote. No matter how much you love the guy, they will not go. So it does concern me. This concerns me.
I know someone said Tucker did ask that question. You're right. He did. But then he never presses Trump you know how good Trump is at redirecting and then just talking forever without saying
actually
an answer.
Answering, giving a direct answer.
And Tucker did not push him on that. And I think that's Ben's point, is that somebody needs to freaking answer this question.
Somebody does. Like, if it's not Trump, it needs to be Ronna, and Ronna sucks.
Yeah.
She sucks. She is useless. The RNC is useless, period. And so, and they've been useless, which is why we've had lots of problems, because she's too busy shoving crap in her face and not doing things for us. So this is the thing. Somebody needs to answer these questions and tell us what they are going to do to keep last time's occurrences from happening this time.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah.
And then just to finish off this little series, we've got Captain Deplorable again reacting to his mugshot. I just love him.
Well, they took my mugshot. It's a big, beautiful mugshot. Look at it. I call it the Mona Lisa of mugshots. It's incredible. Look at that. It's like my phone calls. It's a perfect mugshot. So perfect and so beautiful. Many people say that they have a good side and a bad side. I only have one side. It's called my great side. They got my great side with this mugshot. It's a beautiful picture of a very handsome guy with wonderful hair. Such a beautiful mugshot that Hunter Biden may want to paint a picture of it and sell it for a lot of money to Russia, or China, or even Ukraine. You know about it. Such a perfect, beautiful, highly respected mugshot. The greatest mugshot in the history of the world, believe me.
Breathing down. His breathing is even down. He's so good at it. If you blindfolded yourself, it's like, that's him. He's so good at
if you close your eyes, it is 100% Trump's voice. He's got it down. So good.
Mm-hmm.
There is, as we expected, not a whole lot of talk about the debates, which were just last Wednesday, you guys. I mean, this is just a few days ago. There's just not, because of course, all the attention is on the mugshot, is on the indictment, is on all of that. So the remaining candidates are doing everything they can to continue to make the rounds and get on television and do all the things. Trey Gowdy had his buddy Tim Scott on his show to talk about the debate and the fact that Tim Scott, in comparison to Vivek, for example, or to Pence, as another example, got very, very little talk time. So Tim Scott has a theory about that, and here it is.
At a town hall with a couple hundred people, and the first 4 or 5 questions was, don't you yo-yos know that the more time you spend yelling at each other, the more likely you are to elect Joe Biden? The two groups that benefited the most from that chaos, that food fight on the stage, the media, who loves to see Republicans attacking Republicans, and Joe Biden's campaign. Trying to be the adult in the room does not get you more time. Actually, insulting more people, having less to say, but saying it really loud gets you more time, more points, but it actually improves the chances of Joe Biden being the next president of the United States.
All right, I will give you one other observation. I think sometimes people...
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that. What do you think about it?
I mean, he's so dear. You know what I mean? He's such this happy warrior, and he wants everybody to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and just love each other. He's like everybody love everybody guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think that I think that these moderators go in and they have their favorites, just like the RNC have their favorites, and they pick them, and I don't know why they were focusing so much on Pence, but I think they have their favorites and they go with them. And that's just the way that like the RNC and that these moderators work.
Yeah.
And he isn't one of the favorites. I hate to say it. He's just not. And I really like him. I
wonder how many people ahead of the September 27th date, which is the date of the second debate. I wonder how many of the people that we've seen on stage, or even the ones that didn't make the stage, how many are going to drop out, if any? Do you think that any will finally drop out?
Maybe Hutchinson.
Oh, I think he's gung ho. Like he's like, I got 4,000 new donors after the debate. I heard him say that.
It's like Chrissy. I think there's a chance. He's so Chris Farley about it. Oh God, you know. I don't know. You'd think that some of these people would actually have some self-awareness, but I don't know. I don't know. I really like Tim Scott. I think he's great.
I know.
I just
so
you know, and I think it'd be awesome if he had like some sort of a cabinet position somewhere, because I love his love for this country.
Yeah.
I love that there are people like him in politics. You know, I think there need to be more people like him in politics. I love his heart. I love his brain. I love his disposition. I just think he's a good man. And it's nice to see good people in politics. That's what I like about him. I just think that like I said, I think the RNC picks people, just like on the Democrat side, they do the same. They do it way more on the Democrat side. They literally pick people and they say, this is who your person's going to be. Y'all don't have a choice. At least on our side, we kind of pick a little bit. You know what I mean? So somebody said in our comments, I'm paraphrasing, but they said that we don't want the RNC to give away the strategy for how we're fixing all
we do
rigged election stuff. Listen, I don't think they're not solving the problem. I don't think I think we give the RNC I don't think they're doing anything behind the scenes. I think we give the RNC way too much credit when we say stuff like that. They're morons.
Oh my God, there's no way. I mean,
they're not fixing things. They
should be screaming out if there's a plan, which there probably isn't, but they should be absolutely sharing it with the American public so that the whole public feels good about their vote.
No, they're not fixing any problems.
They're not fixing anything.
They're not fixing any problems. They're not. It's basically the same old, same old. If they were going to fix something, they would have voted in, what's her name? Is it Harmeet?
Yeah, Harmeet Dillon.
They would have voted in Harmeet. That's the thing. There's no plan. It's like they're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm.
It's insanity is what it is. That's what they're doing.
One of the things that Vivek said on stage that consistently has been misquoted ever since Wednesday is he said the climate change agenda is a hoax. He talks very fast. And so he said that very fast, and people have decided, and Jen Psaki is one of those people, they've decided to just remove the word agenda from that quote and quote him as saying climate change is a hoax, which is a very different sentence. You know what I mean?
You could also hypothesize that climate change is a hoax too, if you wanted to. but
that's not what he said.
That's not what he said.
And so people are, losing their crap at him. And Jen Psaki was talking to Chris Sununu about the debate and his reaction to it, particularly Vivek, who did really well by most accounts. She misquotes him. He does nothing to push back. And just this whole thing just makes me mad, and I had to share it.
He was very energetic at the debate this week, but he also had some things to say about policy issues that were pretty problematic as it relates to the electorate. I mean, he said climate change is a hoax. Do you think that is something that you would want to see on the platform of your party?
Look, there's no doubt he took some positions that, for me personally, are a challenge. Do they connect with the Republican base? I don't know. I can tell you all those candidates could win in November of 24, and that's exciting. Donald Trump can't win in November of 24. The math doesn't work out. If you're supporting Donald Trump today, you're effectively handing it to Kamala Harris potentially down the road. So I think the opportunity is a new face, fresh ideas. But I think Vivek, Haley, Pence, DeSantis, they all did very, very well.
The other,
I mean, there's no pushback. There's no. That's not
and
what he said.
And that guy is effectively a Republican, right? He's like, he calls himself a Republican, and he's like not pushing back at all on that. Like, this is what I hate about our party.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to recruit him for the No Labels party.
God, it drives me crazy. Like, he's like, I'm a Republican, but I'm not going to even defend anybody on my side of the aisle. It's like, that is not what he said. It's not what he said.
Yeah.
And listen, the climate change agenda is a hoax, period.
Oh my God. The agenda for sure is a hoax.
It is a hoax. It is a total scam. It's a grift. That's what it is. They're just trying to get more of your money so they can gain power. That's precisely what it is. Vivek was 150% correct. He was dead on. And the condescension in Psaki's voice when she's like, he was just enthusiastic, or what is she saying? She was like, he was so cheerful and enthusiastic. And look at him. They're there. He's like, she treated him like a child. Like he was a child up on that stage. He was just so happy to be there. And he's so enthusiastic. It's like the way all these people treat him because he's younger and he's not 80 gajillion years old and he doesn't have government experience. I hate it when they do that. They hate outsiders. That's why they hated Donald Trump. That's why they hate this guy. They hate it when you're not in government and you haven't worked there for 50 years. They hate that. That is the way it is supposed to be, y'all. It's like, it's a mind screw, man. They treat these people from the outside as if they're not supposed to be there. That's what our founders wanted. They wanted people from the outside to come in and to actually do some stuff, get some shit done, and then get out. That's what they wanted. That's what it was supposed to be like. But now we got these yahoos being in government forever, taking our money forever, getting real comfy in the hot tub and never leaving. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It's just not the way it's supposed to be. And it's like, they act like if you think it's the way that the founders wanted, you're the weird one.
Yeah.
We're not weird.
Well, and speaking of the other contestants, if you will, Ron DeSantis was at the Field of Dreams, the iconic Field of Dreams, with his family. And there were reporters that came up to him. This was just the dumbest thing ever. So he's there. It happens to be last Thursday. And so he is asked by a reporter, what do you think about the dual screen image of Trump turning himself in and you like enjoying yourself at the Field of Dreams? As if DeSantis is now expected to plan his entire life around what Trump is doing on any given day. It's such a ridiculous question. And the weird thing about it is that there is no way that he could have answered it right.
Yeah.
There's nothing he said was going to be okay to people who would be dumb enough to ask the question in the first place. So here's what he said.
What do you think about this split screen of you here in the Field of Dreams and former President Trump
Oh my God.
being arrested in Georgia?
Well, I'm glad I'm at the Field of Dreams. I'm happy to be here.
I mean, what is he supposed to say?
Right. What is he supposed to say?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is just, it's like, what in the world kind of a question is
I know.
that?
I'm so mad. And so, he'll get ripped for that, for saying that he's glad to be there. There's no way that you can answer that ridiculous of a question
it's like,
correctly.
Yeah. And when he got that question, he was probably like, what the hell? You could tell he was so irritated. He was just like, what kind of a freaking idiot question is that?
Right.
You sack of crap journalist. I swear maybe ask me a policy question, you dipshit. God, I swear I would have said that. This is why I can't run for anything. Because I actually would have said that to the person. And then they would have been like, oh, Daisy can't run for anything because she has anger issues. This is what would have happened. I cannot with these people. They're just so stupid. They're so dumb. This is the thing. This is why we don't get answers to questions, because they don't ask real questions.
Yeah.
So
Well, and then
stupid.
meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. is definitely taking after his dad when it comes to attacking DeSantis. So you can see DeSantis here swinging a bat. He's wearing his cowboy boots. And apparently a lot of people have a problem with his cowboy boots. And so they think it makes him look like femmed out or whatever. And so I know it's too small to read, but the pictures of DeSantis, swinging, and he was a baseball player. So this is something that he's quite good at. And so Don Jr., his caption said, is Rhonda Santis transitioning?
Oh, for crying out loud.
And
Why
I'm
are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why?
Are we going to be that? Are we doing that now? We're going to
We're attacking
Rhonda.
And we're attacking people's masculinity now because he's out there and he's playing baseball. Seriously.
I just
come
can't.
on.
Can we just not do this crap? But that's what we're doing. So
seriously.
Moving on to the oldest, lamest president in the world, and that is Joe Biden. He, of course, was at Lake Tahoe last week, and when he came out to answer some reporter questions, I think this first one, you can barely hear him, but he's responding to a question about the UAW and the potential strike. And what I really wanted to show everybody is the takeaway is he got booed, and he got booed hard, not only during this little Q&A with the press reporter, but also as he's leaving the Q&A. I mean, people don't like him. Check this out.
Talking to the UAW, obviously I'm concerned. I think that there should be a circumstance where jobs that are being displaced, replaced with new jobs, they should go to the first choice should go to the UAW member who had the job, and the salary should be commensurate.
Oh my God.
Thank you all so very much.
That is so bad.
It's bad. It gets worse.
Okay, everybody, we need go back.
And he's like, hi, everything's great. Hey, it's great. They're not booing. That's not booze. I can't.
They're saying hi.
Yeah, because he can't hear anything. I'm sure he's just like, everything's great. We're gonna go for ice cream, right? We get to go for ice cream after this because I can only get out for 5 minutes a day.
Visiting
angels, America's choice in home care. That's good harmony. That's good harmony. Yeah. I mean, you guys, he'll only work for like 5 minutes a day now. Because wasn't he vacationing somewhere?
Lake Tahoe. That's where he was.
Okay. So that was Lake Tahoe. So
Yeah.
that was a vacation again, right? That was it. When is he not vacationing?
There isn't a time that he's not on vacation.
Oh my God, you guys.
It's pathetic.
I mean, he just is always vacationing.
So one of the things that Nikki Haley said in the debate and that she's been saying for a long time is that if this country votes for Biden again, what they're really doing is voting for Kamala Harris to be president.
Right.
And she's saying that because of Biden's age, which this is not a reach. Okay. This is just plain science. I mean, this is what happens.
And it's
we have to
terrifying.
expect when we see a decline of this magnitude in someone that decline is going to continue. And there's only one conclusion that it reaches, right? So I would think that that's fairly obvious. She fights with George Stephanopoulos about this, and he's being ridiculous, and she handles it. Here it is.
It's time that we had term limits in D.C. It's time that we quit talking about the past, and it's time that we start talking about what the new solutions are for us going forward.
I didn't quite understand part of your answer there. The Republican nominee likely be running against not Kamala Harris, but Joe Biden. Why would it be better to vote for a convicted felon than President Joe Biden?
Well, you're assuming that he's convicted, and you're assuming he's going to be the nominee,
No,
George.
you
and
were
I
asked a
disagree with
question
both
that
of
was
those.
based on that assumption, and you said you would vote for him.
Well, first of all, a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for Kamala Harris. You know that, and I know that. There is no way that Joe Biden's going to finish his term. I think Kamala Harris is going to be the next president, and that should send a chill up every American spine. But I also think the fact that we have a primary.
Excuse me, 1 second,
Americans
Ambassador.
get
How
to
do you know
decide
that
who
Joe
the-
Biden's not going to finish his term? What is that based on?
Oh my
You
God.
ask Americans, do you think he's going to finish his term? Do you think that he's actually going to finish what he started? We look at the decline he's had over the last few years. You have to be honest with the American people, George. There's no way that Joe Biden's going to finish out a next term. We can't have an 81-year-old president. We have to have a new generational leader.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All my videos disappeared again. They did it again. This is the third time in one morning.
Okay. All right.
Can you even? I got to load them again.
Okay. Well, you just have to load the last couple ones. That you don't have to load everything, do you?
Well, no, that's true. I only have to. Yeah, that's true.
To load
But
the
I
last
mean,
couple
for
montages.
crying out loud.
Seriously,
Okay,
I
so
cannot
where do you
believe.
have
I cannot believe he pushed back on that.
And he fought her like hard. He kept fighting her, right? I mean,
Well,
it was
this is-
crazy.
I mean, are there liberals who actually believe that guy is of sound mind, though? This is the thing that is so astounding to me.
And he didn't answer her. Like when she was like, "Do you think he's going to finish out the term?" I mean, come on.
And he didn't answer. He didn't answer. He didn't say, "Oh yeah, he's great. I mean, he's totally fine. He knows exactly where he is."
I mean,
yeah.
Let me see if I can get it back to about that point. Let me see if I'm going to fast forward. And
It's
we'll just
Monday.
see
It
what
is
it
Monday
said.
for Mock Ken.
Oh my
She's already
gosh.
lost him twice. It's been one of those days.
Yeah, this is. I don't know where this picks up, but we're going to try it.
Okay,
DC, they're making decisions on our national security. They're making decisions on the future of our children's economic policy. We need to make sure we've got someone at the top of their game. Joe Biden is not at the top of his game. You know it. I know it. The American people know it.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's really true. Yeah, he's an idiot. That guy is a total idiot. Oh my God.
And meanwhile, the people that he chooses to surround himself with, like this complete hag,
Karine
KJP.
Jean-Pierre. Karine Jean-Pierre.
She's so arrogant and so proud of her role as press secretary of this administration. And she's explaining being hired to this radio guy that she's on a podcast or whatever with.
I don't know if you know this though, Mock. She is a lesbian.
That's right.
Right. I don't know if you guys know, but she's the first Black lesbian to be in that position.
Well,
and
then, that's important.
That's what matters. It's what matters, you guys. Mm-hmm.
Well,
She sleeps
she's
with
very,
women.
very proud, and she wants to tell us all about how Joe and Dr. Biden chose her. Here she is.
President and Dr. Biden, they decided to put me in this position. They decided that they wanted Karine Jean-Pierre, with all of the things, all the communities that I represent, clearly being a Black person, right? Being a Black woman. They said, we want you to represent us.
Right.
We want you to represent the White House. We want to meet this moment that we're in. And we know that you are beyond capable of doing that, right? You are experienced, and you are the voice that we want to have. So knowing that, Stacey, knowing that I am representing the voice of the president, then I have to do that. Right. I mean, that's the job.
What is it? She said nothing.
She said absolutely nothing. That is the job now. When you refer to yourself in the third person, you are a dick. Like there's no other. I know that's probably crass, but there's no other way to say it. Like you've gotten to the point where you're a jerk at that point. And she referred to herself in the third person.
Yeah.
You're on a whole other level of arrogant at that point.
I mean, that was like, when I watched that, it was one of those moments where I was like, my, someone thinks a lot of someone, doesn't someone?
Exactly. I bet she also goes to see the vagina monologues.
Yes, she is definitely going with Caitlin. And who else did we say? Caitlin
and was it Jen Psaki? Oh,
Jessica
no. And also
Tarlov.
Jen Psaki also goes too.
Yes.
They all go together as a big group. It's like a girl gang, and they all go together to see the vagina monologues. They go together.
Allison is saying, do you think Trump is a dick because he always refers to himself in third person? Listen, I don't like it when people refer to themselves in third person.
Does he do that? Does he do
that
all the
Trump?
time?
Oh my God, he's famous for it.
Does he?
Constant.
Oh, he's kind of a dick too, but I like the fact that he's a dick. It works for him. Yeah, he could be a real jerk. Yeah, he is. But I like it. I like it. Mm-hmm.
Surprising. This is surprising a little bit. Van Jones showing the Democrat hand to the extent that he's admitting that there's a lot of Democrats worried about Joe Biden's age. Here he is.
President Biden's age came up last night, and this morning Nikki Haley said there is no way Joe Biden is going to finish out a next term. We can't have an 81-year-old president. We have to have a new generational leader. As you know, polls show that's not just a Republican position, but that Americans do have concerns about his age. And frankly, they would like choices other than not just Trump and Biden. If there is no credible effort now for the possibility of an alternative Democratic candidate, should there be, in your view?
Oh.
Well, that's a tricky one. I think people are concerned about Joe Biden. They really are. I mean, Democrats are, they talk behind their hand. Nobody wants to get on TV and say it because we all like to be able to go to barbecues and house parties. But people are concerned. And I do think that anybody but Trump going up against someone like Biden, given some of his challenges recently, probably might have a good shot and could make that age an issue. The problem is when you put a Biden up against a Trump has so many other issues, and he's not that much younger, that it becomes a little bit of a wash, and then people kind of just go back to their respective corners.
Yikes. That's a yikes right there.
That's a yikes.
Okay.
That's a big yikes.
They're not, I just have a feeling they're going to like slip a Gavin in there or something.
Really?
And I just feel like, I just have this feeling that something's going to happen, or like there's going to be some sort of a health thing, or, you know what I mean? They're just going to slip like a greasy Gavin in there. It just makes me nervous.
That would be so bad.
I know, right?
So bad.
Right.
Speaking of Gavin, remember how there was like all this talk about Hannity hosting a Gavin versus DeSantis debate?
Yes.
So apparently there is still talk about that. There are plans being made. I don't know of a date yet. I don't know like how certain it is, but since both of them have agreed that they want to do it, it's bound to happen. And I read an article today that said that there are a lot of Biden advisors who are mad at Gavin, saying that it takes the spotlight off of Biden, and it makes it look like Gavin is kind of overstepping his bounds a little bit.
And he's jockeying for that position.
Yeah. Some are okay with it, but then there's another faction of the Biden team that's like, this is bad.
If that happens, the only thing that I would hope is that somebody on DeSantis's team is not telling him to be somebody else, and that they do tell him to not get up there and be like, I will always fight for you.
That
like,
smile.
Just don't do that.
He should never do that again.
Don't ever do that ever again. Don't.
So painful.
It's so awkward. Just
So
don't.
painful.
Just be yourself,
Oh,
man. Be yourself.
God, that was
and you can be a jerk too. It's like, I'm fine with that, but just be yourself. Don't be something that you're not, Quit listening to all these PR people around you.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
That was just so bad.
Right.
Oliver Anthony. So obviously everybody knows Oliver Anthony now has the two most popular songs in the country. And he was brought up. In fact, there was a clip of his song played at the debate. So that must have been a trip for him. And so he was actually not particularly glad about it, and did a video that he posted to his social media about the fact that the Republicans that were on stage were who he was also talking about in his song. So couple points from Oliver Anthony to make here. First, you'll hear from him directly. He got a lot of backlash about this video that you're about to hear. And then he released another statement, which we'll also share. But first, here is his video.
If there's anything for me to address at all with you, it's that it's the one thing that has bothered me is seeing people wrap politics up into this. I'm disappointed to see, it's aggravating seeing people on conservative news try to identify with me like I'm one of them. It's aggravating seeing certain musicians and politicians act like we're buddies and act like we're fighting the same struggle here, like that we're trying to present the same message. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I've tried to be polite to everybody, and I've talked to hundreds of people the last 2 weeks. But it seems like certain people want to just ride the attention of this song to maybe make them their own selves relevant, and that's aggravating as hell. The other thing that I find aggravating is, it was funny seeing my song it was funny seeing it at the presidential debate, because it's like I wrote that song about those people, so for them to have to sit there and listen to that cracks me up. But it was funny kind of seeing the response to it. Like, that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden. That song is written about the people on that stage, and a lot more too, not just them, but definitely them.
So that did not go over well.
Well, they shouldn't have done that. Listen, the people on our side are just as bad as the people on the left when it comes to rich men of Richmond. It's all of them. It's
Yeah.
uniparty, man. It's all of them. So I feel for this guy. It's like and don't use somebody for
Right.
your own, to try to make a point when you don't even know who that person is. I totally feel for him.
And I mean, to be thrust into the spotlight
Right.
this hard and this quickly, it's yikes. That's a
Yeah.
lot to take.
I love the fact that he turned down money. I
a lot of
love
it.
that. God, I love that so much. And he owns his own destiny. Like all these, because I know that like record companies were coming at him and they were offering millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? And this guy doesn't have money.
He doesn't want to be owned.
He doesn't want to be owned. And I love that. And now he owns his own destiny. And I love that about him. I love that about him. I love that there are people like him left in the world who just are like, I will not be owned.
Well, he did get backlash from, I guess, a lot of conservatives about saying he doesn't want to be aligned with conservative news. So he released a statement after that on his Instagram. It says, "This will be my last post about politics on social media. I apologize for beating a dead horse, but I just need to address this quote in my video earlier since it's been misquoted and misrepresented this evening. Corporate news, big surprise, is now trying to twist me into being a Biden supporter. That song has nothing to do with Joe Biden. It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden, is referencing DeSantis's response to my song. He talks about needing to get Joe Biden out as if that would automatically solve all the problems. Biden is a big part of the issue, but it runs much deeper. Rich Men North of Richmond is about corporate-owned DC politicians on both sides. Though Biden's most certainly a problem, the lyrics are not exclusively knocking him. It's bigger and broader than that. It's knocking the system collectively, including the corporate-owned conservative politicians that were on stage that night. Good night, everyone, and thanks again."
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
I think he just doesn't want to be political. He's just saying,
Right.
life in America is hard right now, man, and there's a lot of people to blame.
Right. And there's a lot of conservative politicians on that stage that are also bought and paid for.
Yeah.
We've known people like that. We've known people who were great people that get into politics and then they're not great people anymore.
Yeah.
And you lose them to the DC machine. And then you're like, who are you?
Yeah. Where did the you that we know go?
Right. Where did that person go? Because it is a machine, you guys. And then those people do get bought and paid for. And they do become the rich men north of Richmond. And you're like, I don't even know who you're not the same person that you used to be. So I get it. And they're conservative. No, you're not. It's like, so I get this. I mean, I totally understand. People can say that they're conservative all they want to say, or they're Republican or they're right wing or whatever. But what he's saying resonates. It's a DC thing. It's a huge umbrella of suckage. It's like, and that's why when people say we need to drain the swamp, that's what he's talking about. I totally get it. It's not an us versus them thing. It's a whole system thing. It's like so many people just need to be flushed down the toilet because they're all bought. A lot of these people are bought and paid for. It's gross. It's really gross.
Yeah.
They don't care about us.
It's time for whack.
Yeah, they care about themselves. This is so weird because I saw this yesterday. I don't understand how people want to do this. And I think it's why there may be like, I don't know, a couple of you out there that think this is completely awesome that you would do this. There's probably like 2 or 3. They're like,
probably
oh,
got some daredevils.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, I would totally do this. But I think that you're whack because I would never do this in a million years. You have to show the picture. It's in Brazil.
It's a video.
Yeah.
I turned down the sound because it's just a song playing in the background.
Look at this. They're picnicking on oh God, listen, I have 2 fears, you guys, 2 fears in life. 1 is heights and 2 is mediocrity. Okay. That just makes
This is insane.
It makes me very uneasy.
For people that are listening and not watching, it is two people having a meal at a picnic table, dangling over a waterfall on a bungee cord line. And they've got like their little their straps on, their little protective strapularity.
Yeah, so what happens if you fall? Like, you just dangle until somebody gets you?
And you hope that rope or whatever that is doesn't break.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's just so stupid. And this is the kind of shit that when it goes wrong and people need to be rescued, it costs millions of dollars.
Right.
And it's for nothing. It's for nothing other than a photo op.
It's a photo op, and like people are like, I'm got to put this on the gram. It's just for people who want so much attention.
Yeah.
And I don't like these people.
I can't stand
them. It's just like, stop it. So anyways, that's in Brazil if you want to do it, but I'm not coming with you.
It only costs like $450 apparently for them to do this, which I was like, that's it. And I mean, do they sign waivers? Like how does this work?
I'm sure they sign all the waivers. There's so many, there's probably just piles and piles of waivers to sign. And it makes me so uncomfortable to watch that. Yeah. So Brian says, this is how we thin the herd. Yeah.
This is Darwinism in action, right?
Exactly. It's craziness.
All right, it is time for some My Pillow talks, and this week in Indianapolis, we are having the most glorious week of weather of all time. So,
really?
Like high 70s, low 80s days, 50s and 60s at night, and in the morning, it's chilly enough that I am back in my My Pillow moccasins.
That sounds lovely. That sounds lovely.
So nice. You can get huge discounts. Still, My Pillow is celebrating their 20th anniversary, so they've got huge discounts on everything, including the slippers, including the limited edition original My Pillow. The queen size is less than $20 right now when you go to mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks and make sure to check out that 80% off section on that page, mypillow.com/chicks. 80% off some of the best products ever at mypillow.com/chicks. All right. So I don't have a whole lot of talks today, but I do.
What? Slacker?
I know. I really did slack this weekend. It was kind of an emotional weekend. But I do have a monkey. This video actually made me feel like, you know what? Maybe I don't want a monkey for myself. I want you to have one that I can visit.
So it can rip people's genitals off? No, thank you.
It does seem like a lot of work.
No.
Check this out.
Oh my God. Is this Kiki the spider monkey?
Yes.
My husband loves this account. He is so into this account. He watches this like every single day.
Like he's so busy.
Oh my God.
And there's everywhere.
There's two dogs that live with this monkey in the house. And they have stuff like apparatus set up all around the house for this monkey. My husband loves this account.
I don't know that I could deal with this much parkour in my house.
It's so much parkour.
That's a lot of parkour, you guys.
And there's just, there's like ropes and like ball pits and all sorts of stuff for Kiki. And he's always like, look at Kiki. Look what Kiki's doing today. I'm like, we're not getting a Kiki. Okay.
Is Greg trying to get one? Is he trying to get one?
Greg loves this monkey. And I'm just like, we're not getting a freaking monkey. Okay. We're not.
I love that. Now you have two people trying to get you to get a monkey.
He's like you in male form wanting to get him. I don't think it's like, he's like, well, we don't want to get one, but I think secretly he really wants a Kiki. It's unhealthy how much I have people in my life who want monkeys. It's unhealthy, you guys.
It's very healthy.
Too much parkour. Too much.
It's a lot of parkour. This fellow decided he was going to start going to the gym, but he saw some things on his first day at the gym that is making him second guess this decision.
What?
Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? No.
So I don't know that he's going to go back.
He's probably just going to stay away, which is a good idea. Don't.
Yikes.
Just don't.
Yikes. There's a woman who totally tortures her husband on TikTok with terrible dad jokes that, of course, are my jam. So this very much reminds me of me and my husband, except that we don't do this on TikTok. I just do this in life and private, but they do it on TikTok and it's hilarious.
Hey, honey.
It's Saturday.
Too bad. What do you call a sketchy Italian neighborhood?
El sketch. I have no idea.
The spaghetto.
The spaghetto. That was pretty good. I like that.
It's the spaghetto.
It's the
Do you
spaghetto.
remember when we were
guys.
on the radio together and there was, I don't remember who said it or where it came from, but someone said we should have a spaghetti together.
Yes. It was a spaghetti together. And she always wanted to go have a spaghetti together, you guys. Like it was every day. She was like, are we going to have a spaghetti together? I'm like, oh my God.
I love that word so much. I love it.
Constant. She wanted to have a spaghetti together. You guys should all plan a spaghetti together this week with somebody that you love. Go have a spaghetti together.
Right? What is better than a spaghetti together?
Nothing. Nothing is better than a spaghetti together.
Anyway, Casper's back. He's very soulful. He seems
really?
almost heartbroken.
He's in his Barry White
song.
stage. He's in that.
Here's poor Casper.
Fish gotta swim and birds. I gotta.
Yes.
One.
Very...
gotta swim.
That dog.
I love him.
You will never have another dog like that. You always have like one dog like that in your life. You will. They're not replicable. You know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It is true.
Lastly, I think someone posted this in our insiders group, but this is the call of wine. I died laughing at this. It just cracks me up so much.
We've all been there.
Right. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, but I love it.
For us, it's the call of Prosecco.
Right.
That's what it is. It's the call of that. I like there's 2 glasses. She's got
I know,
the 2
she's like,
glasses ready to go. Ready to go. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Anyway, those are your talks for today.
Those are great talks. Not nearly enough, but great talks. You guys, are you gonna get up? Everybody missed you. Get up.
We missed him.
Get up.
He has to throw things.
Get up. I just threw something at him. Get up. Come on.
There he
Say hi
goes.
to everybody. Get up. Come over here and say hi. His head's coming. Did you see? Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Come here. Give me your face.
Get him.
Give me your face. Oh no. Everybody missed your sweet flappy face. Everybody missed it. Flap. You gotta flap. You gotta flap. There it is.
There it
Okay,
is.
there was the flap. Okay, flapperonis. All right, so we're gonna bring it in, and then I have 2 things I'm gonna show you that I don't know who they're from.
Hopefully they will
Everybody
identify
missed you.
themselves. And don't make
Everybody
it up.
missed
If you didn't send it, don't try to say I sent it.
Oh
We're on to
no!
you.
Everybody missed your sweet face. Everybody missed it. I know. He's such a good boy. Okay. All right, you guys. I have 2 T-shirts here from people I don't know. Okay. One is I'm very excited because it's almost time, even though it's still 100 degrees here. I got this shirt and I don't know who it's from.
Oh, because I know you love fall.
I love fall, even though we have
very Tennessee-ish.
I know, even though we have 2 seasons here in Texas. It's fall, y'all. It's almost fall. When is the first day of fall? I don't even know.
It's September 22nd, I think.
I'm very excited. I'll have to wear that the first day of fall. And then I got this shirt. Somebody's gonna have to tell me who it is. If there's anybody out there, you're gonna have to tell me who sent it to me, or send us an email. What's our email again?
chicksontherightrule@gmail.com.
Okay. And then there's this one.
Oh my God. Look at those roosters.
Shirt. I know, right? It's
Oh
like,
my
look
gosh.
at that. That is like the greatest. So I got that too. And then I got some sweet cards from people too. Just cards that people, because people send the sweetest cards. So I got
They
a
really
really
do.
sweet card from Sue. I got a sweet card from Sue Singleton, who I love. And then a really sweet card from Shelley, Pastor Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. I mean, just the sweetest stuff. So that's it. I just just those 2 t-shirts. I was like, I don't
to identify
just
themselves.
the sweetest t-shirts, and I love them. And you guys know I love t-shirts. I just don't know who they're from. So I don't know. So if somebody could give me like some information on that, that would be great. I'd love to thank you properly.
Janice, our address is on our website at chicksontheright.com. There's a contact or there's one of the tabs make it clear that you'll see our contact information there.
And I think it wasn't sent to my PO box. I think it was sent to my home address. I'm pretty sure those were sent to my actual home. So somebody
only a few people have that. So you need to think through who has
I don't know who that was. So yeah, I mean, not that I think any
Donald
of you guys are
goes,
gonna kill me.
or no, Philippe said, who sent those 2 big cocks to Daisy?
I know, right? It's like, so it's just big giant cock sent to Daisy. Right. So you guys, it would be nice. 2 anonymous angels, right? 2 anonymous
Joanne, where can you watch the deep dive? You can watch it on the same places that you watch this video. So like if you're watching on YouTube, our deep dive is there. It's episode number 200, by the way.
God, we've done 200 deep dives?
Yeah,
We've done 200
200.
deep. Wow, that's a lot.
So it was posted on Saturday on YouTube, Rumble, Locals, Facebook, Getter. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't probably posted on Getter, Twitter, I believe. So it's in all the normal places. Or if you just like listening, you can do that on your Spotify's, your iHearts, your Apple Podcast platform. It's everywhere.
Yes. Yes. You guys, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. Again, I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much. And I just love this community and all the hugs, all the kisses. And we will talk to you tomorrow.